被超度嘅係我俾佢嘅愛牽引到廣場，終於唔需要靠幻想。我見到廣場嘅孤獨，3支蠟燭同一個老人，30年生死兩茫茫，在生嘅人忘記，往生者不知去向。我身處嘅係時代嘅孤寂。My name is Candace CHONG Ngam, and I'm a playwright, and I come from Hong Kong. The best thing of being a writer, I think, is the freedom that you can imagine, and you can put all your imagination on the paper, and then, yeah, I think this is the best part of being a writer. But the worst thing of being a writer now also concerns the freedom, because now the situation is different. And we have pressure not expressing ourselves, especially some opinion towards the government. So now it's also the freedom that's bothering me. I think Hong Kong is a very international city where we have a lot of immigrants. We also have a lot of experts from different countries. So a lot of different people bringing their different cultures and backgrounds, and that make the city full of energy and of like diversity and different perspectives. My major in university was psychology, and then after getting the degree, I can feel like I'm more into the theater. So I took a playwriting course, an advanced diploma in Academy for Performing Arts, which I think the combination of both is very important for my writing. For psychology, it teach me how to observe and analyze, and that helps me a lot before I write stories, because I would do a lot of research on and interviews on the subjects that I want to write about. And then, but the study in performing the Hong Kong Academy for Performing Arts is also very important, because it's a school that they teach art in a very practical way, the theater in a very practical way. They are like, I would say, two mainstreams. Some are really on paper and academic study, but in HKAPA, we learn through productions. We actively work. We have to act. We have to direct, and sometimes design too. So it's like an all-rounded experience, and that helps a lot later on when I get into the industry. Well, I think I learned that I'm more into the practical way of studying theater, because however, I would say in Royal Holloway, because it's mainly academic, like theory studies, and we do a lot of paper, I also get to understand the perspectives from, I would say, the critics' point of view, the researchers' point of view. I think this is also very important. I think the thing I enjoy most is I feel like I get into other people's lives, because I think sometimes writing is also like acting. When you have to write up characters, you really have to step into their shoes and see that from their point of view. You feel like you experience their lives too. And then I'm a person who is very interested in different lives, different people. So I feel like this is a very precious experience, enjoyable experience, as I got to live different lives. And the most difficult thing, I think the most difficult thing is that writing, especially in theater. I mean, for plays or TV or movie, that kind of writing, drama, we didn't get a lot of respect in terms of money or in terms of people think that what you're doing is important. I think that's the most difficult thing. I feel like I always have to prove or to explain to people that, what I'm working, although it doesn't earn a lot of money, but I think it's important. I think, yeah, I have a problem dealing with that. Yes and no. I try not to. I feel like I understand the influence of being a writer. I'm influenced by a lot of great writers. So I think being a writer, you have certain weight of influence. But I try not to think it is in this way as because I am a writer. I think if I will do good to the public, then it will do. I think it is. I would say not only writers have public duty. Every citizen has a certain extent of public duty. I try not to put this into too big that I will do something for it, which is not my intuition, is not really from my heart, but the responsibility. I want to see myself as a citizen who has a public duty, and I can execute it through my writing. I think definitely need the state to support artists, writers, because as I said, I think we don't relatively get the respect in terms of money. So most of us, and I also realized that a lot of writers are not good at managing money. So this is, all the things makes us like really need support in terms of money. I mean, however, when you said what is the weight of supporting, I didn't really mean that you have to give me a certain amount of money. I think it concerned of a lot of things. For example, is the time. Like you don't rush the writer to give some outcome at once, because when you say nurturing, it really takes time and patience and the trust, the respect, and believing that you give the atmosphere that supports the writing, and then the writers will have something good to come out. Yeah. I think, I have in different stage, I think certain books are important, but since I'm here at IRA, it's really out of a random pick in Chamber House, and then Natasha passed me this book, and then at first I was just thinking like, reading 1 or 2 chapters, but then I cannot stop reading it. And this is a very good book, and it influenced me a lot especially this time when I'm trying to figure out what I should do when I get back to Hong Kong, because this is Li Hualing's biography book, which it captured 3 different times of her life when she was in China, in Taiwan, and in Iowa. And throughout the books, you will see from her eyes how writers are struggle throughout different eras in different countries. And I especially feel grateful because when I read through the third part, which is about the writing program, she and Paul work on it, and all these years, so many writers from different countries, how they share and interact. And then I realized that how important this writing program and then how good it is. And well, when you say about not being appreciated, I think this, because I thought it had translated into English, but it didn't, right? I think well, for Chinese to write, I think it's good because the writing is good, and also you got to see different writers, very important writers from China and Taiwan and Hong Kong. But then it's also for the English-speaking audience, readers, to know the history behind the writing program, and also knows the writers from not only only China, but also other countries in the world, that how they interact each other. A lot of important ideas happen in the IWP program. So I really wish that this can be translated into English and more people can read about it. These 2 months I'm working on a play, which I hope can be staged the end of next year. And it's a play, it is comedy, it is a comedy which is new for me. It's like, most of the time I write drama, but like serious drama. But in the last 2 years, Hong Kong has experienced a very turbulent time, political, situation, and also the pandemic. So I think this is everything is so heavy and feel so trapped that I really feel like I need to make fun of it. I want to, put another angles to the whole situation. So I'm writing something about this, and yeah, this is the play that I'm working on. And about anything that surprised me, this is not the first time I came to the U.S. So I didn't experience the culture shock like I did in the first time. On the contrary, I missed the place and I missed the people, and I missed the difference between U.S. and my culture. And but this is the first time I think I live in a universities area with a lot of greens, and I can take time to walk around and think about not only my writing but my life. It is very precious, especially for this stage of my life. I think for what we have been going through. And now I really feel like I have a quiet time to jot it down and to think thoroughly about everything. Okay, I really want to express my gratitude towards especially the Robert Holt Family Foundation, because they support me to come to IWP. And then I also thanks the idea of IWP because you guys give us enough room, which is very important for writers, the quiet time to think about things. We need the loneliness to deal with our own writing career and our life. But you also have activities that's good enough to let us hang out, have some interactions. And I especially treasure this because I'm at the stage of my life where I see a lot of limitation in my own country, in my own career pursuing. However, through interacting with other writers, I humbly realize that they are going through sometimes even like bigger limitation and difficulties, but they still have the determination to continue to write. So I learned a lot from them, and thank you very much.